Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NFL Alumni Radio Row, and we are well protected right now, stepping into the NFL Alumni Lounge. Pro Football Hall of Famer, the man, Will Shields. Will, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing great. Any truth to the rumor now that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to put you on the field because we know they need some extra protection this Sunday?
Definitely not. That rumor is false. I can tell you that straight up. It's false.
How does a team – now, we're going in – this is one of the most exciting Super Bowls we've had in a long time here. With Kansas City right now having some injuries on the offensive line, what goes through a team's head headed into a big game, knowing that that curtain up front could be a little bit of a weakness?
Well, you got to plan for it. And I think that's one thing you got to look at. You've got to add more screens, more draws, more things that keep the defense off kilter so that they're not basically just locked into your quarterback. You got to, run more sprint outs, different things to move your quarterback around so that it's not a hidden target. But, the best way I always say to alleviate that is to be able to run the ball too. And that makes a big difference. Being able to run the ball quite a bit, make a little difference. And then you got to play both. So then you can run a little play action.
Absolutely. And it's so crazy. It's got to be so cool for you to watch this Chiefs team led by Mahomes. I mean, though it's like there's no shortage of weapons for you guys. It's amazing.
I think they've done a great job of putting guys together that could play together and understand their role. And I think, and everybody's happy with the simple fact of it's okay if I don't get the ball every play. It's okay if I don't get the snap every time. And I think that's the unselfishness that transcends from Andy Reid and how he puts his teams together to where there's not one person that says every time I got to touch the ball or I've got to be the catalyst for the team, but they're willing to put the team on their shoulder.
Was there ever going into big games, is there ever a vibe around the team that wound up unfolding Sunday where you're like, okay, we're good to go, and then it actually played out? Or could the vibe and confidence during the week just be a total mystery?
Well, you actually go through a week where you have tough or hard practices and you feel like you're going a million miles an hour, and then a hiccup in the road happens while you're playing or getting ready for the game. And then sometimes that vibe falls into the game, and then the other team just basically outperforms you at that point. They got the same vibe going too at the same time. And, a couple little things happen here and there, and then, you're one punt away from actually either winning or losing the game. But I think the way it works is you sort of feel each other out, feel what the next guy is doing, and then sort of grow off of it. Or if you don't feel it, you try to expand it and try to make it grow within the team. And to me, that's another way of organically making everything happen.
Absolutely. I tell you what, I would love to see Big Will Shields hitting some breakdance patented moves in that end zone after a Mahomes touchdown. That would be a football fan's dream.
Oh, that would be scary. I mean, I've got so many moves that would be scary. I wouldn't know which one to do first. It'd be one of those things where you'd be like, I want to do this, I want to do that. You'd be like, wait a minute, I'm in the end zone with a ball in my hand. I'm not supposed to be here.
A Shield Super Sunday performance, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Will, you've been a guy, you've protected many quarterbacks throughout the years, and now it's cool that you've teamed up with the NFL Alumni and Novo Nordisk to protect our own. What was it about this partnership that intrigued you to get involved, and how important is it for you to educate guys on staying in shape after their playing days and avoiding obesity?
It's very important. And actually, I'm a story of it in myself of where once you stop playing, you don't want to do anything else. You just, you've lifted, you've run, you've worked out day in and day out, and you're tired. You want to relax. You want to, now and just, sit back for a while. And that's what you can't do. You have to still stay active. You still have to stay diligent on your eating habits and things of that nature. But also you got to be able to communicate and talk to each other. And that to me is the most important piece, is being able to communicate and educate ourselves on what is that healthy lifestyle looks like after you get done with the game, or just in period for anybody.
Right. And the thing is, for athletes, it's even harder. We talk about the athlete's body. We talk about how much workout exercise is going on. You're going to the nicest restaurants. You're getting all this. You have all this stuff in front of you, and you're burning more calories than everyone else. So when a pro athlete retires, it becomes even harder now to burn those calories because the intake stays the same.
Yeah, and that's the big issue. You start talking about, oh yeah, I love steak or French fries, and I love this and I love that, and then you never look at the calorie pieces of it because hey, I got to go out and push another 300-pounder around.
Right.
I got to go, run sprints. I've got to do all these other pieces of the puzzle. Where when you're done and you're retired, you don't have those same outlets, those same workouts, those same regiments because you could relax a little bit. So I think it's the education piece of relaxing your mind, but also relaxing the body, but also relaxing your plates at the same time, and being able to be conscious of the thought of what is your family gone through history-wise too that makes a difference, because everybody's built differently. We all have different little nuances. We just got to figure out what works best with our body and our chemistry.
Absolutely. That is a beauty. Is that a huge painting behind you?
Yeah, actually it is. We have charity events. So I have the Will to Succeed Foundation, and John Tate had an art. He's a very good artist. He does caricatures and videos and stuff like that. And we were paired up with the guy, and we were doing paintings. And that painter or artist did a painting of us.
Wow.
And so I actually bought it at an auction. And it was funny. You call home and go, hey, I got this painting I think I want. And it was like, yeah, I was like, but the problem is it's huge. Like, yeah, but I was like, nobody else is going to bid on it. So I guess I'll take it home with me. And so I bid on it and bought it and brought it home. And I said, it works good for a backdrop.
I'll tell you what, that's gorgeous. And, I've always admired what you do with the Will to Succeed Foundation. Education, and especially of our next generation, means a lot to you. And it's something you live. So something we're using our platform here on Radio Row to talk about is financial literacy for our guys. What's a piece of advice you give young players coming into the league, getting their first real money and, avoiding some pitfalls? What's the best thing they could do with their money?
Well, I think one thing you can do is actually, you call it, put that guardian dog in between you and other members of anywhere else, sort of set up your game plan of, hey, this is where I want to be in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. And how is my plan to get there? Because, the average is 3.5 years as you play. But the question is how can you, now you sort of, everybody goes, well, you won the lottery, you done this. No, you've earned your opportunity to sort of better where you are to prepare yourself for what the future holds. Because now you're going to start your second or third career after you get done playing football, unless you actually get lucky and find a way to play longer than those averages. So I actually give them that breakdown of, okay, if you put this away, this is what it looks like. You do this, you do that, you do this. So they do a good job of giving guys that nugget of information of what you do today can affect what you can get for the next 20, 30 years, as long as you do it the right way. And so I explained to them that you have to put those safeguards in place so that you don't go against your own self. And that's the hard part, because you're 19, 20, 21 years old, and you have an opportunity to go, yeah, I'm playing with the best in the business and I'm making good money and I'm doing this and doing that. But we all have to have that reality check on the other end that we don't know how long it's going to last. You're one play, one injury, one thing away from not having that anymore. And that's the hard reality that we have to face.
Absolutely. And now we got this little financial game. Heads, if we get heads, you tell us your best purchase or investment. Tails, you tell us the worst or the money you'd like back from a big purchase. Here's the flip, ladies and gentlemen. We got tails. So Will, what was either the worst splurge purchase you made or the worst investment where you say, man, I'd like that money back?
Man, after you get older, you have a lot of those that you're like, oh, wow, that would be great. I could do that now. I guess I would say, I invested into a small company, and that was one thing that I would say, you'd want to get some of that back. But, the problem with that is there was other reasons that it didn't work out as well, even though it was, it's not a huge amount, but it's still a little amount there that you go, hey, I wish I would have, made a better decision there of, what to do and how to do and vet it better. And so it's part of that learning curve.
Absolutely. And that's a great piece of advice, guys. Vet, use the things around you and vet every opportunity you get into. So now, Will, this Sunday, obviously we got a big game. We want to know, is it true that you're going with the Buccaneers on this one?
Yeah. Sorry, you're wrong. Yeah. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. As they say, it took us a while to get here, and so I'm going to enjoy every year we get into that big game.
Uh-huh.
Enjoy watching those guys go out and play, and cheer them on, and and support those guys that we think can get it done. And if they run it back to back, it'll be something that's really sweet and awesome to watch.
Absolutely. No, there's going to be nothing but good times here in Chiefs Kingdom for a long while. And Will, thank you so much for representing the NFL Alumni here on Radio Row, man. We love you, and we're always here for you, man. Thank you for taking
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.